I'm going to be managing the stream and the buzzer system. All right.
Mr. Ocampo, are you going to explain the process of toss-up question discussions?
Yeah. So during the toss up, you're not allowed to discuss. It's just whoever buzzes in, that's your answer, or that's the person that's answering the question. If you do get a bonus question, however, because of the nature of the virtual setting and Google Meets, one person's microphone might cut off another person's microphone, but usually we allow for talking during the bonus questions while they're being read. So our adaptation is texting or typing in the chat, your discussion. Okay, we highly encourage that you keep your cameras on. It's more fun that way. We get to see your reactions when you hear something that is just probing your mind, or you just can't get it right off the top of your tongue. Hey, Mr. Bognut. Yes, this is awesome. And he's gone. Whatever. All right, so let's do a trial. Everyone is in the buzz in, I believe. Awesome. So go ahead and read it off. Just give us an example question, Miss Holland.
Okay, so some other things. If somebody from your team guesses, then they are done, right, Mr. Ocampo,
Right,
for
it's
that
only
toss-up
one guess
question?
per team.
Okay, and then if you get the question in the beginning, it's possible to get a bonus. So if you get there before we give the obvious obvious hint, you can get extra points.
Right, that is correct. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for the
So hold on,
clarification.
guys.
Yeah.
I have a question. Okay, when we press buzz, does it have us like type an answer, or are we saying an answer out loud?
You'll say it. You'll
Say
unmute.
it out loud. Yes.
Yeah.
Got it.
Also, you can spacebar to buzz if that's easier. That's what I do. It's a little bit quicker. And one more thing, we might be outnumbered because there's only 5 of us, and there's 6 teachers now with Mr. Bognat. So, if we
Bognut
can
is
keep it to
only here
5.
for, I think.
Okay,
Oh,
well,
if he's spectating, that's different.
okay, well, in our defense, I think, Bobby, if we're being honest, now that your whole team's here, I see the lineup. You're worried about Bog not showing up. We might need a little bit more backup than you're giving us credit for. But
I want to say though too, because you could pick your team, so I selected student, so I'm like literally, I'll get headphones if you want, but I was not trying to direct you now with my incredible lack of knowledge about everything. So I already signed up for the student squad. Like I was gonna answer when you guys did.
Oh, I'll move you to the teachers.
Like I don't know.
The students lost last time, so they're trying to get every possible advantage to this time so that they win.
Yeah, I'm down. Whatever you guys want to do.
All right, there you go, Mr. Bognot. All right, let's hear an example question.
Okay,
yeah, go for it.
Toss-up question. But despite being jailed at the time, this leader successfully prevented the creation of a separate electorates for different classes in the Pune Pact. The leader established the Tolstoy Farm and negotiated a pact with Lord Irwin. The leader organized a non-cooperation movement after the Amistar massacre. Margaret Burke White took an iconic photograph of this leader at his spinning wheel. This leader led thousands to the coastal village of Dundee in 1930 Salt March as part of his nonviolent principle for Satyagraha against British rule. For 10 points, name this father of India and primary leader of its...
Go ahead, Miss Hupp. Your answer?
Gandhi.
Correct.
That is correct. Awesome. So if you couldn't tell, the clue starts off incredibly abstract, very, very vague niche knowledge, and it gradually becomes more and more common knowledge, common clues about the answer. So the correct answer is Gandhi. So teachers, you earned a bonus question, or bonus set of questions. So there will be 3 questions in succession, and you can earn 10 points each. Regardless of whether or not you get the previous answer correct, you'll get the next question, okay? So you are allowed to chat, but do so in the chat box. The students won't be able to say anything, but you can tell by their reactions whether whether they know it or not. So let's give them an example of the bonus question.
Okay, following a loss in this battle, Japan called off Operation Mo. For 10 points each, Name this 1942 battle, the first major Allied victory in the Pacific that prevented a Japanese invasion on Port Moresby in New Guinea. It is the first naval battle in which the combatants never made visual contact.
So I forgot to mention, I'll be giving you a 3-second countdown. All right, to answer that
we
question.
allowed
There's
to-
no buzzer on
wait.
this one.
So there's no buzzer on this?
Yeah, this
Well,
you guys
that's
can
3
talk, but
seconds.
after 3 seconds, I'll do 3, 2, 1, and then I'll ask for an answer. And whoever your captain is, go ahead and give us your answer. If you don't have one, it'll be just no answer.
And can you re-explain how the chat bar works with this? Like, are we able to consult? Like, 3 seconds is a very short
Yeah,
time.
you can consult while the question is being read.
So if you have a guess, put it in the chat.
Yep.
And then somebody becomes the leader and decides what the answer is going to be.
Okay. And that's so that we don't override Miss Holland's reading of the question, because Google Meet has a tendency to do that. Okay. So let's try that again. Maybe you need another run through of the hint.
So following a loss in this battle, Japan called off Operation Mo for 10 points each. Name this 1942 battle, the first major Allied victory in the Pacific that prevented a Japanese invasion of Point Moresby in New Guinea. It was the first naval battle in which the combatants never made visual contact.
Answer?
Coral Sea.
Oh. Yeah, no. We wouldn't
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So, yeah, I guess when he says answer, you're supposed to like respond, right, Mr. Ocampo?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay. All right. Toss-up question number 2. Following victories at Coral Sea and Midway, the Allies launched this campaign, their first major Pacific offensive in the war. The Solomon Islands campaign saw frequent fighting over control of Henderson Field on its namesake island.
Answer?
Guadalcanal.
No.
I gave the answer. Okay.
All right.
I can't see you guys, so I'm just waiting a little bit and then I'm saying the answer. Atolls used as airfields in island hopping were nicknamed unsinkable versions of these flight deck equipped ships. One of these ships, named Yorktown, fought at both the Battle of the Coral Sea and the Battle of Midway.
Aircraft carrier?
Yes.
Answer? Oh, aircraft carrier? Yeah, that's it. All right. So
That's
that
where we
would have
have
gotten you 10 points. So it's a 10 out of 30 points.
Oh, damn.
So yeah, that's how bonuses work, and then we're going to move right into toss-up. So it's going to be straight 10 minutes on the clock. The faster that we can get these questions out and the faster you can answer them, the more questions you'll hear, more potential for points. That's how it works, all right? Are you all ready? Okay, so I think, you know what, Bobby? Let's just have because I think Bogdan has to leave in a little bit, so let's just have the teachers play. 1, 2, 3, 4. I see 6 teachers versus 5 students. I think we can do it.
Sure.
All right. Oh, make sure that you have scratch paper for any potential math questions. I have 6 minutes on the clock. If you're watching on your buzz-in buzzer, you should be able to see a timer, and also whoever buzzes in. So I will you know,
What?
yell out if someone buzzes in.
Get the
so
what?
That, Miss Holland can stop reading.
Get the what? I can't hear. Oh, my bad. My bad.
Are we
you guys
ready?
All right.
Toss-up. A toss-up question. In one chapter of this novel, a car swerves to avoid a turtle in the road, though that turtle is later clipped by a truck. A preacher in this novel is self-described as lousy with the spirit, but considered an analog to Jesus, and gives himself up after one character trips a cop chasing Floyd Knowles, who had asked for a written contract. The protagonists of this novel are paid 5 cents per box while packing peaches as Jim Casey leads a strike outside the farm. Rose of Sharon gives birth to a stillborn baby at the end of, for 10 points.
Miss Holland. Or Miss
Yes.
Miss H.
Oh,
I think it's Grapes of Wrath, I think.
correct.
Correct.
Yeah.
Points for the teachers. Bonus.
Bonus question. This disease often causes acid to erode teeth. Name this eating disorder characterized by binging and purging.
Bulimia.
Correct. Bulimia can lead to an overactivation of the body system that controls the balance between renin and this hormone. Renin and this hormone.
Answer.
Angiostensin. This drug, commonly sold under the trade name Prozac, was the first SSRI antidepressant approved for treatment of bulimia.
Answer.
Fluoxetine. All right, toss-up question. This actor played the recurring character Blizzard Man on Saturday Night Live. Along with Bill Hader and Shia LaBeouf, this actor starred in a sketch in which What Should I Say plays after a gun is fired. He also appeared as a Viking in Natalie's Rap and alongside Justin Timberlake in 3 related digital shorts. A group featuring this actor released
Miss
albums.
Andy Samberg.
Yes. Okay, math question. Bonus questions. Decimal representations of these numbers terminate or repeat. Name these numbers that can all be expressed as an integer divided by an integer.
This is a bonus for teachers. Sorry, Shrug.
Wait, what? Sorry.
Name these numbers that can be expressed as an integer divided by an integer.
Yeah, they're rational numbers. Rational numbers.
Yes, all rational numbers
I'm
as
so
well.
flustered. You said math, and I went, "Oh God."
All rational numbers as well as some irrational numbers are this type of number because they are solutions to a non-zero polynomial with integer coefficients.
Real numbers.
No.
Oh wait, I
Algebraic.
missed it. Sorry, that's stupid. Sorry.
Algebraic numbers. I wouldn't know
Oh.
this one either.
Algebraic
Find the only value x such that both x and e to the x are both algebraic.
I'm pretty sure the answer is 1.
0.
Shit. Oh, damn. No, I knew that. Stupid. Y'all, I feel like an idiot. I'm supposed to know these.
I didn't know the last 2 without thinking about them really, really hard. Okay, toss-up question. In a famous incident, this person saw a woman and a girl and told them, "Don't be afraid, come here," and asked them where the nearest phone was before a truck came to pick him up. Earlier that day, this person said, "Let's go, goodbye, until soon, dear friends." This person was eventually banned from further space flights in order to keep him safe, but he died in a plane crash a few weeks later. This person's only space flight lasted 108 minutes, and he made a single orbit around Earth. And it was on April 12, 1961 on Vostok 1. Name this cosmonaut who was the first person to ever enter space.
Time.
Yuri
On the buzzer, Bobby.
I don't think it's right, but Aldrin?
No, Yuri Gagarin. He was a cosmonaut. Okay. Next toss-up question. One of these leagues in this sport faced a recent boycott led by Nikki Spiva and Hannah Leathers over unequal gender representation. Henry Callahan, who was killed in 1982, is the namesake for both of the award given to college players in the sport and a move in which the defender scores a point. The 2 main positions in the sport are handler and cutter. Handlers make the important throws. Types of throws in this sport are called scuba and the high release flick. Like football, the goal of the sport is to advance over the goal line and into the end zone.
Benny.
Ultimate Frisbee?
Yes.
Nice.
Bonus question. This quantity is commonly measured to check whether patients are at risk for heart disease and kidney failure. Name this quantity that has systolic and diastolic components.
Blood pressure.
Yes. This is the medical term for low blood pressure. It can be caused by pain or dehydration.
Hypertension.
Say it again.
Hypotension.
Hypotension is right. In this type of hypotension, sometimes called postural hypotension, a person's blood pressure drops when they stand up.
Low iron.
Answer?
Low iron.
Osteostatic hypotension.
Uh-uh.
All right, toss-up question. This compound is combined with formaldehyde to make the most common thermosetting resin. A breath test performed after swallowing this compound tests for Helicobacter pylori infections. This cycle that produces this substance uses aspirate, and that cycle both uses and produces arginine and ornithine. This conversion of an ammonium cynitrate into this substance was first done by Frederick Wörler and was the first time an organic compound was made from inorganic reactants. Name this material that is excreted in urine.
1.
Pneumonia?
No.
Miss Up.
Others. Okay. Urea or carbamide?
Oof.
Okay. Toss-up question. In this novel, one of the characters discusses listening to the song "'Twas Rank and Fame" with Richie Goulding while eating at the Ormond Hotel. At the same time in this novel, Blazes Boylan is about to have an affair with this man's wife. The end of this novel is told from the point of view of a wife remembering their engagement. It says, "His heart was going like mad, and yes, I said, yes, I will, yes." That wife, Molly, has many parallels with Penelope from the Odyssey. Name this stream of consciousness novel about Leopold Bloom that takes place in a single day and was written by James Joyce.
1. You're muted, 1.
Is it Ulysses?
It is.
Yes.
Wow.
All right, bonus. This protection is given to people who would be prosecuted for their race, religion, nationality, political opinion, or social group. Name this protection given to a political refugee from another country.
Asylum? Asylum, I think.
Asylum?
Asylum.
Asylum is correct. In the U.S., most asylum cases are heard by Citizenship and Immigration Services, which is overseen by this cabinet-level department.
Answer?
I don't know.
Department of Homeland Security.
Oh.
This other Homeland Security agency, which often works with USCIS and ICE, oversees the immigration inspection program at ports of entry.
I didn't hear the question. Oh.
Answer?
U.S. Customs and Border Protection. Okay, toss-up question. This word can describe a polynomial whose values don't change if the variables are swapped. This word can also mean a type or group whose elements represent permutations. This word describes a matrix that is equal to its transpose. The relation less
Miss
than or
Engel.
equal to.
Muted.
Sorry, identity? Like an identity matrix?
No. This
okay.
relation, less than or equal to, is not an equivalence relation because, although it is reflective and transitive, it does not have the property that word means. Give this word for the property if x equals y, then y equals x.
1.
Homogeneous?
No.
Damn.
Symmetry or symmetric.
Ah.
Okay, toss up. Whitney Museum of American Art in New York. Wait, hold on. Did I skip it? Yeah. The family member. Oh. Okay. These people.
We'll do a last toss-up for this round. Last toss-up.
Okay. So that's what I started to read. Okay, so toss up. Whitney Museum American Art in New York was founded by this family. A family member most responsible for this family's wealth worked for Thomas Gibbons and convinced Gibbons to sue Aaron Ogden. That person built this family's fortune through shipping and by owning the New York Central Railroad. This family owned the Breakers in Rhode Island and Biltmore House in North Carolina. One member of this family made designer jeans and was Anderson Cooper's mother. For 10 points, name this.
Vanderbilt, Gloria Vanderbilt.
Correct.
Whoa.
Well, Vanderbilt family, yeah.
Yes.
All right, bonus for the teachers.
Okay. This country unified with England when its king, James VI, became the First of England. Name this part of the United Kingdom whose rulers have included Macbeth and Robert the Bruce.
Scotland. Right?
Scotland.
Correct.
Scotland.
Yes.
Woo, hey, yes.
This person was the guardian of Scotland until he was defeated at the Battle of Falkirk in 1298 while fighting for Scottish independence. He was later hanged, drawn, and quartered.
Answer?
William Wallace. 4 months before his victory at the Battle of Stirling Bridge, William killed William Hellsrig, who was the sheriff of this town.
Edinburgh?
Lancashire Shire, Lanark Shire.
All right. Wow, great job, teacher. So that's the end of round number 1 out of 2 rounds. Our standings right now are incredibly close. Teachers are at 60, students are at 50 points. So it is still anyone's game because each question is 10 points each. So are you guys feeling it? Like you get it now, right? This is how it goes. This is what our students, our varsity quiz members are practice with every week. So if you have any students that are interested in this kind of thing, please let them know that we do these kinds of things with the varsity quiz. All of the individuals here today are going to be graduating, so varsity quiz is in definite need of some new members. So that's my little advertisement before we get into round number 2. Miss Holland, are you ready?
I am.
I'm so sorry. I actually have to go, but I had so much fun. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you
Teachers,
for being here, Miss Hondorf.
Thank you.
Thank you,
bye.
Miss H.
All right, Bognot, you're gonna have to pull up slack then. All right.
I'm gonna miss Miss H and Miss A having their head tilted exactly the same way.
And like I
I don't
said,
get to see that part. I missed that part. Okay,
oh, don't
I'll have to
worry.
figure it
The
out.
replay is going to be available after the session is over on my YouTube. So in case
Okay.
you want to relive the glory, and in case you have any students who want to see what this is like, you can share the link with them. I'll provide it to you afterwards. But let's go with round number 2. There's 10 minutes back on the clock. Go ahead, Miss Holland.
This adjective is used to describe the reporting of speech when the reporting has the exact words that were spoken. This adjective is also used to
stay.
I'm gonna go with transcribe.
No.
Sorry,
This
guys.
adjective is also used to describe most questions that end with a question mark, though it generally does not apply to questions that begin with the words, could you tell me, or would it be possible? The accusative case in many languages is used for objects that are described by this adjective when analyzing English sentences. Give this adjective that can also mean object that is acted upon by the verb in a sentence.
Bobby.
Adverb?
Direct is the answer.
Direct object.
Except direct speech or direct question or direct object.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Shortly after this state increased vehicle, this is toss-up. Shortly after the state increased vehicle license fees in 2003 and had an electricity crisis that drove up rates in 2001, it had a recall election that ended the political career of Governor Gray Davis. A person nicknamed Governor...
California.
Yes.
Ooh.
Good job.
Bonus for teachers.
Okay. This category includes conifers and the ginkgo plant. Identify this category of plant whose name means naked seeds.
Answer?
Gymnosperms.
Oh.
These plants are the closest living relative to gymnosperms and angiosperms that do not fit into either category. They reproduce by spores, and their leaves are called fronds.
Palms?
Mold? Oh.
Oh,
mold? Mushrooms?
Final
Aren't those
answer?
what?
Let's
What
go
are you
with
guys?
mold. Are we going?
Ferns. Ferns is the
Ferns.
answer. Ferns and early gymnosperms developed during this geologic period about 400 million years ago. It is sometimes called the age of fishes.
Crustaceous? No, that's the wrong
Answer.
one. Oh God, not crustaceous.
Mesozoic? I don't know.
Devonian, Devonian. Never heard of that one either. Okay, toss up. Tinkers used to carry around lightweight versions of these objects that could be wedged into the ground. These objects typically have hardy holes that are square and pricktail holes near the corner that are small and round. The flat face on top of these objects typically has rounded edges. Farriers use versions of these objects with most of the mass in the horn. The objects must be both heavy and fastened to a sturdy base to be used properly. Giuseppe Verdi's opera Il
One.
Traviate.
You're muted. One.
Fuck, my bad. Anvils?
Yes.
Anvils? Yes. Sir.
Yes. Good job. Toss up.
Or
Okay.
Bonus for the
Bonus.
students.
Yeah, bonus. All cells have these structures. Some also have a cell wall. Name the structure that separates the cell interior from the world outside the cell.
Cell membrane?
Cell membrane, I think. Yes.
Yes. Much of the cell membrane comprises this bilayer.
Phospholipid bilayer.
Phospholipid bilayer.
Yes.
Oh!
This term refers to proteins that are embedded in the phospholipid bilayer.
Integral proteins. Integral proteins.
Integral proteins.
Very nice. Okay.
I love
Good
you,
job.
Delgado. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we need a toss up, yeah?
Yep, toss up.
Okay. This god was worshipped in the songs and stories of Narada. The joys of worshiping this god are described by Prahlada in the Bhagavanta Purana. This god decapitated
Vishnu.
Yes.
What?
Okay. Great. Good job. This U.S. cabinet level department has its headquarters in the D.C. neighborhood of Foggy Bottom. Name this department that oversees foreign policy, including embassies and ambassadors.
Answer.
Embassy.
State Department.
Oh.
The State Department oversees this exchange program for students, teachers, and other people to go to other countries.
This study abroad?
Answer.
Fulbright Hayes program.
Oh.
A Fulbright scholar. Embassies are typically headed by ambassadors. This French title is given to a person who leads an embassy when there is no ambassador.
On here in French.
Embassies? I don't know.
Answer.
Charge d'affaires, essentially charged of the affairs.
Wow.
Okay. Where is one we haven't done? Oh, okay. Toss up. One poem by this writer states, "Toil conquered all, remorseless toil, and before all worship the gods." That poem, which is influenced by this poet's contemporary Varro, begins by asking what makes the cornfield smile, and it's about agriculture. In another work by this author, a queen kills herself by falling on the lover's sword while on a funeral pile. This writer had been the writer had that queen predict endless hate between her people and the Trojans. This author wrote that work about the son of Achenses and the founding of Rome. Name this Roman poet of the Georgifics and the Aeneid.
Answer.
Virgil.
Oh.
Toss up. This device is not an interferometer. It has laser and fiber active types that use the Stagnac effect. The vibrating structure and Coriolis vibratory types of this device are used in many portable electronic devices. These objects are often combined with accelerometers and inertial navigation systems to track motion. The moving parts of this object have simple relationships to the Euler angles. This device has gimbals and a spinning rotor. Name this device that is used to demonstrate the
A moment of truth. What is a compass?
No.
Oh man.
Name this device that is used to demonstrate the conservation of angular momentum and has axes that can move around.
Answer? Oh, Bobby.
Pendulum.
Gyroscope.
Oh.
Yeah. I think that what Mr. Bogdan answered was probably one of them, but okay. Let me just scroll to my next one. The $7.3 million spent on production for the CEO of this company in 2018 allegedly included a panic button and an escape chute. In July 2019, this company announced that it was delaying the purchase of its Libra digital currency, the release of its Libra digital currency due to regulatory concerns. UN Human Rights Chief Marzuki Darusman stated that this company had now turned into a beast after its report on the Rohingya crisis. The founder of this company testified before Congress in 2018 after the revelation.
Okay, I'm taking a guess. Facebook?
Yes.
Nice.
You're like, I don't know. Okay.
Bonus for the teachers.
In this movie, one character exclaims, "You're gonna need a bigger boat," after seeing the title creature. For 10 points each, name this film in which the giant great white shark terrorizes a New England town.
Jaws.
Jaws.
Sorry,
It's okay. The director of Jaws also directed E.T. and Close Encounters of the Third Kind in the early stages of his career.
Spielberg.
It is Spielberg.
Spielberg. One of the first scenes in this movie involves this film technique, which was used on Martin Brody as he notices a child being pulled under by a shark. The technique involves zooming in on the subject while physically moving the camera away, and was popularized by Alfred Hitchcock for the films Vertigo and Marion.
Close up. Extreme close up.
Answer?
Dolly zoom.
Oh, I knew that one.
Oh, you teach that with the freshmen. I know that. All right.
Okay.
I think this is going to be the final toss-up. This is
wow.
And it is also a tiebreaker. So no pressure, kids. No pressure. Final toss-up.
In one film by this company, one character turns his hearing aid off to ignore a boy's talking. In another film by this company, a fraternity is humiliated by being called cute. This company's debut feature film was the first 3D animated film in history, and that film launched...
Pixar.
Yes.
Yes.
What?
Yes. Yes. Oh my goodness.
Well, that does it. But let's see if the students can widen the gap here. Let's give them their final bonus.
Okay. In the case Lassiter versus Northampton County Board of Elections, the Supreme Court ruled that tests of this skill were constitutional when they were applied equally to all voters. For 10 points each, name this skill that consists of the ability to read and write. Tests of the skill were commonly used to disenfranchise Black voters in the South.
Literacy test?
Literacy test, yeah.
Correct. To ensure that literacy tests would not discourage uneducated whites from voting, Southern states enacted these provisions, which gave test exemptions to those whose ancestors had previously held the right to vote.
Jim Crow laws.
Answer?
What'd you say, Ben?
Jim Crow laws.
Grandfather clauses or grandfathering. Literacy tests were specifically outlawed in the Voting Rights Act of 65, a bill that formed part of this set of social reforms. This set of reforms also established Medicaid and Medicare.
I don't know that much history.
Man, we failed history, bro.
I don't know history.
Miss Hub, do you want to take a guess?
Wait, can you? I was so. Can you reread it? It was Medicare, Medicaid.
The literacy tests were part of the specifically outlawed in the Voting Rights of 1956, a bill that formed part of this set of social reforms. This set of reforms also established Medicaid and Medicare.
The War on Poverty?
Great Society.
Oh, Great Society, which that was part of. Okay.
Yeah.
So
it was still obscure, but I thought, yeah.
No, well, I don't want to
Wow.
overly correct here, but and I know your info's correct, but War on Poverty was part of the Great Society. So I was
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know. Yeah, I know. It was all just kind of like the New Deal. The Great Society was New Deal.
Second
Good game to everyone. Thank you so much, teachers, for being part of this. This was our second match. That was round number 2. There's 2 rounds, and the final score.
That's it?
Yeah, that was
That was like a 1.
Yeah,
Knowing
you lost. It is 110 to 100.
I love you, Juan.
Yeah,
Oh
to
my
1.
God.
I love
1
you,
with
Juan,
the
bro.
Pixar
Chris,
answer.
you're gonna be mad because
will,
I literally
however,
was about
that
to press the buzzer as soon as he did.
that's why I love this format, because the online buzzer system is no joke, is one of the best things ever. So you really do have to be faster at the buzzer, and we're so happy that you got to experience this with us, and give our students a great competition. Teachers, please look out in your emails for a thank you and a little gift from Varsity Quiz for participating. We really appreciate taking your time, especially after the contract time is over, to have this event. And students, great job, and I think you should definitely, if you can, reach out to Miss C for thanking her for teaching religion, and to what was the other one where you got all 3? Was that Mr. Delgado?
Delgado, the bio
Yeah.
questions.
So
yeah.
teachers, you
Bio
can see
kids in
that,
here?
what you're teaching is definitely paying off when it comes to Varsity Quiz. So thank you so much for being here.
And we're gonna do this again.
We're gonna do another one next month, right, Bobby?
Yep, next
so
month,
we
and I think
Look
the
out
month
for the
after
next
too.
one.
Hopefully.
And we are live streaming it, so if you want to share the link with your students so they can watch, if you're featured in the next one, they can watch it how their teachers do. But thank you so much for attending. We hope you have a great weekend. Students, stick around so we can debrief. And thank you again to Miss Holland for reading the questions and for putting this together. Thank you, everyone. Take care.
Thank you, teachers.
Bye,